Alright, welcome back to another stream. Today is day 2 of Genshin Impact 7.0 Archon Quest. Last time we ended off finally making it to I guess I would assume the Snezhnegrad is like the sort of capital of Snezhna. Whatever. It's basically, it's like the main city, basically. And then we're here to see if we can, what's the word? There's a specific word I'm looking for. What does that look like? Sparkle. I don't know. Whatever. I can't, there's a specific word, but I can't think of it right now. Get some information from Child to see if he can just to casually give us some hints about what Project Stuza is about. Okay. Oh, what? I do that a bunch in Arknight's Enfield. Oh. Okay, I wanted to grab the teleport waypoint first. Am we gonna get stopped right here? Hold on, please display your invitation letter or permit. I'm looking for someone. Could you pass along the message? Lupov does not accept meeting requests without prior appointment. You'll have to apply per the advertised booking process and wait until your invitation letter is issued. Oh, we're old friends. I know they'll want to see me. Might I ask who you're hoping to visit? Harbinger Child Tartaglia. Another one who thinks the rules don't apply to them. I don't understand why people think they can talk their way in here. You don't just show up and land a meeting with the Harbinger. Okay, no-nos. But I have to go through the motions for protocol's sake. Honestly, it's such a waste of time asking when I already know what the answer is gonna be. Nah, it'll be different. It's me. Wait a moment, I'll pass on your message. If Child is unavailable, you have to go through the proper procedure. I didn't even say who I was. How's Child gonna know it's me? Is it blonde hair, I guess? I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one with blonde hair. How's he gonna know it's me, though? After a frick. Lord Child is a busy man, he's probably not in Glupov at present. If I were you, I'd cut your loss and no point in waiting any longer. Guess I picked a bad time. Even if you are two old friends as you claim, please understand that the two Harbingers are often busy with their official duties. They tend to not stay at Glupov for extended periods. Is he gonna walk in right here? Okay, never mind, Sandron's gonna be here. Next time, stick to the rules. You make life easier for both of us. Getting with Lady Marinette. Sandron? I'll take over guest here. It's his first time in Snezhna, so it's no surprise that he doesn't know the rules yet. Okay, we're not technically here to cause trouble, at least not yet. I trust no choice words have been exchanged, no misunderstandings I should be aware of. No, Lady Marinette, no incidents to report. Oh, that was a close call. Good thing I played it cool. I'm the one who showed up unannounced. This gentleman has been very accommodating. Is that right? Good to know. Wait, where's Paimon? She's a little under the weather. Under the weather? Huh, that's hard to imagine. She's always buzzing with energy. I take it she's still adapting to the climate? Happens to a lot of people. It's even colder here than in Mudcry. Has she seen a doctor? I can get you one if you need. Wow. How caring. She's already seen a doctor. He said... I'm pretty sure the doctor was a lady? She just needs the rest for a couple days. Alright then, well, let me know if you run into any other problems. Did you come out here specifically to see me? Almost certainly not, right? Oh, okay. Oh, that's just what they said. Old friend. Sure. What else? I was just about to sit down for some much-needed tea time when I heard that an old friend Tartaglia's shown up outside. No appointment, nothing. And as obnoxious as it may be to show up uninvited at Glupov, I couldn't help but take pity on the poor soul who was waiting outside in vain. So I had no choice but to abandon my freshly brewed, piping hot tea and come and see this mystery guest for myself. You already guessed it was me, didn't you? Well, I felt our time working together in Nodkai warranted some courtesy. Couldn't exactly let you freeze to death out here in the wind. Unfortunately, I can't invite you inside either. The rules of Glupop wouldn't allow it, and as a harbinger, I have to lead by example. On the plus side, Snezhig Red actually has some class, unlike Nasha Town. Torchlight Books has a very nice selection of teas and cakes, so we can catch up there. Your treat, of course. Why? Because I already wasted one perfectly good cup of tea today, that's why. I'm coming here unannounced, wanting to see some people without going through the procedures. It would be kind of rude if I didn't treat the person who came to help me out. What happens if I try walking in? I can just walk in! Walking in. I'm not walking in. I'm floating in. Wee woo. Never mind. I'm climbing up. How tall is this? Okay. Okay. All the way back. Guess I'll collect this. Ooh. Wait. The branches in the... I did notice that in the trailer or something earlier and I just forgot about it. What is up with these, actually? Seems to be... It's not originating from... This... Seems to be coming from behind... I already forgot what the palace or whatever is called. I don't know. Okay. I've ordered for the both of us. No objections, I assume. I'm sure you trust my taste. No problem, though I'm sure you mostly ordered for yourself. Okay, let's get down to business. Ah, there's your new robot. Did I see this in Fontaine, back in Fontaine in the event where she and Columbine are reunited? Okay, let's get down to business. I'm guessing you don't actually have any urgent business with Tartaglia per se. You just want information, right? Yep, you got it. But how's he doing anyway? Wanna take a guess? Has he been picking fights again? Of course you'd say that. You shouldn't underestimate Counselor Tartaglia, you know. Counselor? That's right. I'm sure you've heard of this Snezhig Vichy by now. Well, he's busy preparing some paperwork for their next meet. So he's not just all fighting. He has actual office duties. We've been discussing yet another extension to Project Stuja. It's basically all anyone cares about in the Vecchi these days. Tartaglia, a counselor? Sorry, it's just a little hard to imagine. Yeah, he's more of the shoot first, ask questions later sort, isn't he? It all started with a very detailed letter that Capitano left for the jester Piero before leaving for Nalan. Oh? In that letter, he detailed the future arrangements for its subordinates. All of his key people were reassigned to Tartaglia. Oh. Oh no. He has to actually be responsible now. I guess he'd already prepared to leave us for good all the way back then, but Piero didn't reveal the contents of the letter until the events in Nalan had concluded. Why Tartaglia? That was his reaction too. Why me? With a bewildered look on his face. He'd always assumed Capitano looked down on him. He was a man who kept his thoughts to himself and barely spoke to him the whole time they'd known each other. But he occasionally brought Tartaglia along to my tea parties back in the day, so to the rest of us, it was clear that Capitano had quite a lot of respect for his young comrade. By rest of us, I mean my tea party regulars, Arlecchino, Rosaline, and... actually, not Columbina. She's probably oblivious to it. I forgot! Again. Again? Maybe, I don't know. Who actually knows that I was partially responsible for Rosaline's death? Anyway, then the Luya situation happened. Normally it took a lot to get under Capitano's skin, but that time he was furious. It's not really my place to talk about it, though. You can ask Tartaglia about it sometime. What do you mean then? That happened before. Basically, Tartaglia had probably had the wrong idea about Capitano all along, right up until Pierre revealed the letter he'd left behind. Capitano believed that despite Tartaglia's immaturity, he showed great potential. Plus, he possessed a kind of purity rarely seen among members of the Fatui. That makes sense. Yeah, it's one of the few things that I'd agree those two have in common, but there's one other reason why Capitano chose Tartaglia to assume command of his troops. Meaning that after he was gone, several of the others would swoop in on his army like vultures. With the ones who stood to benefit the most being the Rooster, Pulcinella, and Regrator, Pantalone. Yep. The one shown in the Teyvat storyline, Teyvat chapter, storyline trailer, whatever you want to call it, whatever it's called. Once they divided Capitano's troops between them, they'd be more powerful than ever. No one would be able to stop them. So, you can see why Capitano chose to hand that letter to Pierre, right? Because the Jester needs to maintain a balance of power? Exactly. Pierre also needed to back a Harbinger as soon as possible, and all things considered, Tartaglia was the best choice. Even though Tartaglia has had the support of Northland Bank for a long time, he and Pantalone are ultimately not cut from the same cloth. I'd say Capitano made a good judgment call. Anyone else caught in this situation would probably feel like they've been hung out to dry. His best course of action will be to distance himself from any shady business while maintaining friendly relations with Pantalone, but taking Pulcinella's support at the same time. Are you sure it's okay to tell me all this inside info? What's the point in having a tea party if you don't spill a little tea? She looks so smug. Besides, none of this is confidential anyway. Ask any journalist out there. They'll give you all the lurid details. You'll see it firsthand if you ever sit in on a session of the Snezhnegrad Vechi. All the factional strife, whether open or unspoken, it plays out for all to see in that one little room. Having a voice in the Vechi is the only way to steer policies in your favor, so every person in that room represents a particular interest group. Pantalone, for instance, represents the financial sector, and Tartaglia represents the Fatui soldiers. Personally, I have no interest in political jousting, but since I have a number of engineers and researchers under my command, I have to make their voices heard. Then there's Pulcinella, the linchpin of the Vechi. Here he represents politics itself. Everything involves him, so nothing can bypass him. Any issue that comes up, he knows how to mediate. That's what the Tsaritsa values most about him. This explains a lot. I'm starting to see why everyone is so frustrated with the way things are, but also powerless to change it. Complex web of interest connects all parties involved, and the Tsaritsa sitting at the top adds another layer of complexity. It must be nearly impossible to come up with the perfect solution. Alright, I'm done carrying this conversation. Time for you to answer a question of mine. Alright, Wise and Remiel. You must have known that you can get the info you needed from me. So why was Tartaglia the first person you asked to see, not me? What makes you ask that? You're not jealous, are you? You did tell us to like kind of steer clear and, yeah, remind us that we're not on the same side, technically. I just don't understand, that's all. Anyway, do I really need a reason? Oh, wait. Oh, I think I know what it is. Columbina passed on my message to you before you left Nodcry, right? Only meant you should be mindful of which side you're on. Is that actually why you didn't ask for me? Because you took that to heart? I wanted to make sure I wasn't being disrespectful. You... Fair enough, it's not your fault. I blame all these politicians I've been hanging around with lately, always beating around the bush when they talk. I guess it must have rubbed off of me. Nice lip sync. Anyway, just ask for my help next time, okay? Little things like this are no problem. You've really opened up. You have, what's the term? Hollowed out? Lady Marionette. What now? Can you see him on my break? Whatever it is, just leave it on my desk. I'll look at it later. That's because she's opened up because we've become one of her friends, I guess. Probably still all like, just, very, blunt and gruff to others. Sorry to disturb you during your break, man, but I'm afraid it's an emergency. Isn't it always? I've told you before, fixing the tracks and transporting ice blocks do not constitute an emergency. The equipment in Svetloladovka is in urgent need of maintenance. With how the weather has been recently, we suspect that the cause is a buildup of snow exceeding the maximum weight limit. The supports on one of the machines broke and fell, awakening a dormant beast and leaving many of the ice miners trapped in a nearby ice cave. Well, time for me to go help out. Hey, it's one of those doll within a doll things. Luckily, Adette's team was nearby and launched a rescue operation, but we're still facing a severe manpower shortage for both the rescue and engineering teams. Time for me to come in, I guess, because I got goggles. I guess that's it then. Our tea party will have to end here. I'm the only engineer you'll need. I kind of want to go with you, but I promised Paimon I wouldn't go too far. You actually want to come with me, or are you just saying that? I owe for the tea you shared with me. Can't just stand by when people are in danger. Nice of you to return the favor. I'll have a couple of people look after Paimon. They can let her know that you had to step out for a while, given how urgent this is. I'm sure she'll understand. And honestly, I'd rather have your help than anyone else's. Between your skills and experience, you'd be reliable help. Great, thanks. Sounds like a plan. Let's go. You take 2 people to Pod Warrior Restaurant. Find his room and watch it like a hawk until we get back. If anything happens to Paimon, you'll be answering to me. Oh, she cares. How sweet. Yes, Lady Marionette. Tsundere? She's not being very tsundere right now, but maybe it's because we don't really push our buttons the way Columbina does. Columbina just rage baits her. Frick, what's the third weapon we're gonna get, actually? We got the standard assault rifle, we got a grenade launcher. What's the last one gonna be? Actually, can I change the music? I'm kind of curious. But the AR can double as like a the charge effect or whatever is like a one-use sniper-ish. Let me out. I like Mora. Okay, Pantalone wannabe. They weren't exaggerating. This is really dangerous. It's a good thing only one of them broke. From what I've been told, most of the trap miners are over in that direction. I'll go rescue them. Yeah, you do that while I check the rest of the equipment. I'll evacuate the people around here as I go. Yep, I've got the thing to melt the ice and whatever. Meet me back here as soon as you're done. That's down there, right? Okay, that's actually pretty deep. Cool. Cool. Who is tucking wheat when ice mining? I have to be getting close. That's an entrance. Duh. Don't go any further. Is this a debt? I don't know. It is a debt. Okay. It's too dangerous here. There's highly aggressive monsters on the prowl. You need to leave. No. I'm here with the rescue effort. Listen, drone. Oh, I see. You're the backup from Snowsnograd. Well, I'm Adette. Good to meet you. Okay, I get you're a ballerina dancer, but it's like... It's always a little jarring when it's like... they just have their you know, they just have their usual outfits from like their actual character models, even though it doesn't like work with the setting. Like, you have got to be really cold. Ah, so this is Adette. She was the first member of the Fatui on the scene. Oh, she's a Fatui member? Oh. I didn't actually look at her info. I just knew she was from... I just figured she was a ballerina. She was some sort of dancer. Ballerina, probably. There are 5 people trapped in the cave. Monster type is unknown, and so is its location. Let's go. Every second counts. Did it put me on Electro Traveler? Well, I guess I can see kind of what she does. Oh, that's a pretty sword. You know, the mining area is dangerous. Please do not enter. That can't stop me because I can't read. Wait. Oh, never mind. Careful, something's moving. I don't think I've ever heard a noise of that, a sound effect of that sort in Genshin. Oh. This must be the monster shadow. It looks like a tough opponent. Oh, wait. Okay. Starlight Prism. Oh, the music? I'll figure that out later. Stellar Conduct. Okay, yeah. So we got the lunar stuff, and then I guess she has a stellar linchpin, right? Yeah. Okay. Have we... So, we know the visions were, you know, tied to... Oh, frick, what is this? Oh, okay, never mind. We know... Oh, wait, hold on. I'm going to be in a menu so I don't lose my whatever... crystal power. We know visions were tied to the heavenly principles and Celestia and that sort of stuff. Moon wheels are tied to the moon, obviously. That's why we get the lunar reactions. Stellar linchpins, has there been any info, any world quests maybe that... Oh, they're just straight up giving us C3 a debt to use in trial, okay. Has there been any sort of world quest or other information drop on where a stellar linchpins come from? Because Sandrone has one, Odette has one. Does Alyosha have one? Frick, what element was Alyosha? Dude was Electro, right? No. Yeah. No, he just has a regular vision. Okay. Wait, but I mean, we don't have... Who's our 4-star driver for the stellar reactions then? Because we had Aino to be our 4-star driver if for like budget. Who's our 4-star stellar driver then? Oh, what? Okay. Also, why is it colored different? Oh, why was it colored differently? Stay back. I'm coming in hot. It's just some slimes. What's her? She did the Farina pose. She did the pose that Farina does during basic attack 1. Okay. See, they're right behind the monster. Monster seems very agitated. It could attack at any moment. Let's make the first move. Okay. Yeah, what is this zone thing, though? Ice Marauder. So is she a main DPS or a sub DPS or a driver or what? This thing's kind of cute. Ice Marauder, it looks kind of cute. That's kind of dying. Not bad. Off you go. Thank you for saving us. Would have been monster fodder otherwise. Thank you. Welcome, you should be safe now. Follow this route out. He and I will stay behind to watch the rear. Path's been cleared. Thank you. Come on, let's go. This way. How are they gonna get up? What? I've searched the area. I'm pretty sure the monsters made a tactical retreat. Was this its lair? Yeah, both us here won't be coming back anytime soon. Maybe small, but don't be fooled. It's a ferocious beast. People are just food in its eyes. It's lucky we got here when we did. The tribe miners have been successfully evacuated. Time for us to leave. Wait, this place. There's something unusual about it. Yeah, you just noticed what this weird circle was? Oh, just cutscene straight up. Okay. And I'm not in my moon clothing, bro. What? Why? Is this where I'm supposed to get cryo resonance? Actually? It's a sword, clearly. Question should... I don't know. What's so special about it, though? Have to see. Oh, okay. Yeah, so much for not coming back anytime soon. I should be really strong. Okay, we're ice climbers. Uh-oh. Should we be able to make it out? Sopo and Nana AI? Okay. Sure. I should be strong enough to just cut my way out of the cave though, right? Right? After all that stuff after all the things we've done and then eventually getting our power unlocked by Columbina, I don't remember if it was stated that we technically reached our original level of power. XI Fanes mentioned? Is this 5-star? You obtained a special weapon, XI Fane's Blade, deep within a cave. Its origins remain a mystery, and further details may only be uncovered through further adventures. Ooh. Ooh. When the traveler equips this, attack and okay. Is this? Wait. This is actually... Is this just straight up energy? Does this just regenerate energy for myself, or is it as orbs? Where's my... Do I have a sack bow? No, Favonius bow too. Elemental particles, okay. But this is just, it says energy, so I assume this only goes to myself. Only goes to Traveler, but seems like it should work for most, if not all, versions of Traveler. Okay. Sure, cool. I don't think this is part of the main quest. No, it's not. Did I just start a world quest? I'm just gonna teleport. Everyone's accounted for. We managed to rescue them all. We also placed a sign at the entrance to the cave warning people to stay away. There was already a notice! You really held your own today. I still don't know your name. I'm an adventurer. Does she know? Don't think I've seen you before. I'll remember the name. She doesn't know! Alright then, see you around. She has a kinda... There's a way that... her way of speaking... How do I describe it?
それではまたお会いしまし。覚えておきます。改めてよろしくお願いしますわ。
It's almost robotic, honestly. There's no emotion to her lines. I'm sure this is intentional, but I wonder what the reason for that is. Why, she just seems so... The tone just seems very disconnected. Hello, Lady Marionette. I hear the rescue operation was a great success. I knew I could count on you. What brings you here, a debt? Here for a performance? No, a Fatui mission. I happened to be nearby and heard the crash. Performance? Yeah, I couldn't... What, you're saying you couldn't tell from her fit that she's a dancer? She hasn't introduced herself then. Odette is the prima ballerina of Snezhnegrad. She's quite the celebrity. If you ever hear people mention the two crowning jewels of the Korolevsky troupe, they're talking about Odette and the prima donna, Vodyanitsa. On top of that, Odette's also a rising Fatui star, looking like she'll inherit the title of the Fair Lady. She's gonna be the 9th? That was Signora's... That was one of Signora's titles, right? 9th Fatui Harbinger? Or something? Yeah, it is. Okay. Well, I'm not sure if it's 9th is correct, but yeah, Signora. She learned all the combat skills from Rosaline herself. Used to be one of her most valued subordinates, too. You flatter me, Lady Marionette. Is she gonna find out that I was partially responsible for Rosaline's death? That's gonna be a little awkward. I still don't know. Or maybe forgot. I don't know. If the others know that I was partially responsible for her death. I mean, I didn't kill her outright, but I challenged her to a duel before the throne, so... She's Rosaline's protege. Actually, I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it. That makes sense. Never mind, there's no need to bring it up. No point in making things awkward. No wonder you're such a keen fighter. I'm stammering! How's progress on your end, Lady Marionette? Equally successful. I've finished reinforcing all the equipment. Took me a little longer without Polonia's help. But the outcome is the same, of course. Even if the heavy snowfall summoned by that monster lasts for another 3 months straight, this equipment won't give way. Alright, now that we're done here, it's time to get out of this blizzard. That's it? Isn't there more work to be done here? Sure, but Snezhnegrad will send someone to investigate and drop a relief plan. Yeah, and I guess I'll have to write the incident report myself this time, since it involves a mechanical malfunction. First, Pantalo needs to approve the budget, then Pulcinella has to sign off the plan. Once they've argued it out and reached a compromise, we can move forward. Alright, so bureaucracy. That's a rough process, anyway. Could take anywhere from a couple of weeks to a couple of months. Bruh, the bureaucracy, depending on how smoothly it goes. And in the meantime, the people here just have to wait? Yep, nothing we can do about it. There's a whole stack of incidents reports like this back at the office. It does not feel right to me. Yes, politics. Do I? No. Yeah, I don't know. Is it like just hey Mamdani, you want to get in here? From what I've been seeing, you've been taking care of issues pretty quickly. The snow has eased a little bit for now, but there's no telling when that will change with the monster still at large. Fuel for heating is in short supply, and relief is weeks away. There's no immediate threat to life, but still, it just feels like there should be a better way. What are you thinking about? Hey, quit daydreaming. Let's get back to Snezhnegrad. When did you get a new sword? I found it in a cave. Handles pretty nicely. Am I gonna use that for future cutscenes now? You have a strange affinity for secondhand swords. I still haven't done Narcissus Cruz Ordo. I found out at some point that like if you've done that by the time when you encounter Sendrone in at some point in Nodcry, you'll bring it up and she'll be like really surprised that you have it. Hello, Catherine. Hey, it's Tartaglia. Oh, it actually is. I thought the model might look like him. Ah, well, if it isn't Counselor Tartaglia, Mr. Big Shot himself. Go easy on me, alright? I'm still recovering from the interrogation the real Big Shot's put me through. Hey, comrade, it's been too long. I heard you came looking for me earlier. Nicest surprise I've had in a while. Good to see you too, Odette. I'm guessing you guys just got back from Svetlo... Right. Svetlo Ledovka? How'd it go? Crisis averted? It went fine. How about you? Any new developments? Not really, same as ever. I was trying to think of something else, but something to say. That was why I had a long pause. Growing opposition to Project Stuza, and the usual rebuttals are starting to ring hollow. The results of the mock vote were pretty dire. Pulcinella was fuming. I've never seen the old man so angry. And that's not good news. It takes a lot to rattle him. Yeah, obviously if push comes to shove, there are ways to crack down on dissent, but... Sorry, I have to ask something. This is going to sound blunt, but may I? Huh? Of course, fire away. It sounds to me like everyone's tearing their hair out trying to figure out how to deal with opposition to Project Stuza. But what exactly is this project's purpose, and how can it be so important that even people like you two refuse to stand up for the ordinary people of Snezhnaya? Yep, I was gonna try and milk out the information or kind of discreetly from Child, but I'm just putting it out here bluntly now. Okay. Interesting. I gotta hand it to you, comrade. You sure don't mince your words. I did say I was gonna be blunt. Excuse him? What does he mean, refuse to stand up for ordinary people? Oh my goodness. How does he dare speak to the Harbingers like that? Are you interrogating us now? That's okay, Sandra. Let me explain. I think I understand where he's coming from. I mean, aside from... Okay, we kind of did find Lumine, but aside from our ultimate goal of long-term reuniting with Lumine, our adventures throughout Teyvat has been like riddled with just helping people out that needed help, right? In Inazuma, obviously, in the first few regions of the game, and it was more explicitly stated in Inazuma that like initially we didn't really care. We just wanted to find Lumine, because at some point, but then Inazuma, and then in Inazuma, I can't remember if it was Ayaka or the names, man. One of the Kamisato's retainers that was from Mondstadt, the 4-star fire polearm dude. I think one of them asked us if like we would be willing to help oppose Division Hunt Decree, and we were kind of like, yeah, we're just here to find our sister. But eventually we kind of just went with it anyway. But I think like over time we have decided like, yeah, we should help people. And I want to say I remember feeling and thinking that Traveler did over time grow to actually want to actively help the people of this world, despite it like delaying reuniting with Lumine. I think that there was a dialogue with Didn't one of the dialogues with him and Dottore in the Nod Cry section, not in the Samara one, when he got kidnapped by Dottore, have something like that? I'm not sure. Frick! If I could, I'd take your side right now. In fact, my position's very similar to yours. I'm only held back on casting a dissenting vote into Vecchi because the Tsaritsa would never let me get away with it. Still, I have a responsibility to the Fatui armed forces, so I do what I can to make their voices heard. Most of them are just regular folks from small towns far away from the capital. I'm sure you've seen how much these kinds of places are struggling right now. Oh, and for what it's worth, I'm from Morpasak myself. Things aren't going so well there either. Right, so this affects you directly, hence my question. He did say that if he tried to oppose Project Stuza, Tsaritsa wouldn't let him get away with it. The Tsaritsa wants to create a better, safer future for the people of Snezhnaya, but she's thinking long term. I don't doubt that from where you're standing. Project Stuza seems to be creating all sorts of issues for everyone. But considering the Tsaritsa's vision for the future, these are sacrifices worth making. Sounds cold, I know, but I promise it's not as black and white as it seems. Yeah, so again, I kind of brought this up yesterday. Tvat chapter, storyline chapter. No love left for people, nor they any for her. But anyway, it's because I assume that I'd feel that all of this has something to do with opposing the heavenly principles. Because from the trailer, oh my goodness, I can't remember clearly. I don't remember if it was specifically stated or something, but from the trailers, basically the heavenly principle, she had a kid and the heavenly principles killed him or something. So she's like she's doing everything she can to oppose the heavenly principles, which is that supposed to benefit the people? Because for the most, well, actually I don't know if saying for the most part is really the best way, but the heavenly principles have, you know, it has cracked down on some civilizations. That's what Zibai, that's like part of Zibai's backstory. And she's like, if in the future you raise a banner against the heavenly principles, put my name in its cloth or something like that. Because she kind of sacrificed herself to oppose the heavenly principles because they dropped a nail. And there have been multiple nails dropped, so the heavenly principles definitely could do something. And like that's also part of what happened with the cataclysm, right? So I would assume that if this is like, if that what she's saying is true, that it will benefit the people long term. If that's actually what the purpose is, and it's something like that to avoid something like the cataclysm happening again or something. Maybe Sandrone and I can't oppose Project Stuza outright, but we're constantly raising our concerns in Vecchi meetings. And even though we can't put an end to it, there are plenty of other ways to make a difference. We're trying everything we can think of, and so is Pulcinella. Dang. Tartaglia being the reasonable one. I respect Her Majesty the Tsaritsa and trust her decisions, but at the end of the day, I'm still just a normal guy who cares deeply about my homeland, and my family, who all live here. There's no way I would ever abandon them. As contentious as things can get within the Vecchi, there's no selfishness or malice behind it. Everyone wants to get through this period as smoothly as possible. The issue is that there's no way of pleasing everyone under the present circumstances. Most of the time, we're trying to decide on the lesser of two evils, which obviously isn't a great look. But that is not the same thing as being blindly loyal to the Tsaritsa. No one's got their head in the sand here. We're all well aware of the way things are. We're just doing our best to make it work. In fairness to Sandrone, she rushed to Svetlo Ladovka's aid the moment she heard that people were in danger. And even Tartaglia, who used to only care about the thrill of the fight, is clearly doing his best to rise to the demands of his new role as counselor. Sorry, maybe my question was a bit rude, but I'd still like to know what exactly Tsuritsu is up to. Hey, come on, there's only so much we can say, so don't press us too hard. Look, I know how untenable Tsuritsu's position looks if you don't understand her motives. Maybe you've heard already, but she's currently leading her army on a campaign to the east to defeat the monster that's been causing these brutal blizzards. I'm still curious about, like, what kind of monster actually could be causing these blizzards. Striking that monster down will be a significant step in dealing with the present energy crisis. As laser-focused as she is on realizing her lifelong ambitions, she's still putting time and energy into taking down this powerful monster. To me, that says a lot. If she thought Snezhnaya and his people didn't matter in the grand scheme of things, why would she waste her time on something like this? You have a point. You're quite the smooth talker. Thanks. I meant every word I said, though. I wasn't just trying to placate you. I've already done more than enough diplomacy for one day. I still think this adventure raises a very important point. Our two harbingers have made their positions very clear, but there are many others in the Vecchi who must feel trapped and forced to vote against their conscience. I think it's a very valuable quality to be willing to speak one's mind despite the risk of offending powerful figures. It's mostly because we know each other quite well. You can say that again. I highly doubt we'd feel the need to explain ourselves so much if we didn't know you so well. Forgive me, adventurer, but might I be so bold as to ask about your background? How's it you can converse so openly with two harbingers? Ah, now she's gonna find out. I'm the one who's been running around the entire continent, largely opposing the Fatui. I don't know if it's a good idea to tell her. Oh, haven't you been properly introduced? Oh, you gonna do it for me? Is this a good idea? Easier said than done. I like to think I'm not the kind of person who goes around busting open people's old wounds. Alright. Wait, what's you referring to? I like to think I'm not the kind of person who goes around... Okay, what you referring to here? Oh, wait. Does Sandrone know that I was partially responsible for Signora's death? Is that what she's referring to here? Because if Odette knew that, she'd be like, what the frick? I've only learned his name so far, no details of experiences. Is something wrong? Is there no avoiding the subject of Rosaline? No, it's just... Okay. Okay, well actually, they did have the... Frick, I hate that I don't remember these things. In the meetings with that promotional video a while ago with all the Harbingers, they were there, the one where they're mourning Signora. I can't actually remember if it was stated if they knew that Traveler was partially responsible for it. Because I'm kind of thinking right now how... If they know that I was partially responsible for her death, how would they have gotten that information? Because she was killed in the... What's it called? Tenchukaku? She was basically killed in the palace. Inside the palace. So how would that information have gotten out? Sure, outsiders could see... Maybe have noticed Rosaline going in, and then me later going in, and then I'm the one coming out, Rosaline never coming out. And they also have to have gotten her body from somewhere, even though Genshin shows death as just disappearing. Frick. Okay, but it seems like Sandrone does know. This is the world-renowned traveler who helped resolve the storm terror threat in Mondstadt, cleaned up after the mess I made in Luya, and then we went to Inazuma, where... There's a duel before the throne in which the traveler defeated Rosaline. Oh. I'm sorry, I didn't think you two would be seeing much of each other, so I figured it wasn't worth bringing it up. It's fine, it was a long time ago. It's fine. You're clearly not fine! Sorry, I just remembered that we have a rehearsal coming up. Please excuse me, I should get going. At the same time, though, like, Sandrone was pretty close to Rosaline, one of the people she like actively invited to tea parties. So, was it ever explained like how she got over that or whatever, what she thinks about that, whether she holds it against us or what? Because it doesn't seem like she actively holds it against us. She just acknowledges it and just puts that thought away. I mentioned this to you before, remember? She was Rosaline's most valued subordinate, but they didn't actually get along. Oh, okay. Not that Rosaline was really the type of person to make friends, but death has a way of resolving a lot of conflicts. Don't let it weigh on you, though. Like she said, it was a long time ago. It's in the past now. Odette has a very different personality from Rosaline. Give her some time. I'm sure she'll work through it. Oh, by the way, where's Paimon? It's not like her to hide away. She hasn't been feeling well, so she's resting at Podvore restaurant. I got a couple of my people to look after her while we were gone. Alright. Sorry to hear that. Poor thing. Reminds me when Tonya was little. She really felt the cold back then. Used to get ill all the time. Felt so bad for her just seeing her lying in bed, coughing. She was so mature for her age, though. Whenever someone came to visit her, she'd greet them with a smile and would never complain. I'm sure Paimon's a good kid, too. Is Paimon even a kid? You're a little short on manpower, right? Let me have a couple of my people take over for yours. I'll send my most capable and reliable. They'll make sure Paimon can recover in peace. Oh, that would be great. Your people are more qualified. Thanks. Who would want to attack Paimon, though, honestly? Hey, don't mention it. I'm sure you have things to do. Hopefully this takes a load off your mind. So, no more accusing me of not being on your side, right? One last thing. I just remembered something. So, I met the Jester when I first arrived in Snezhnaya. Already? That was quick. He seemed to know who Paimon was. I want to see him again to clear things up. I'm afraid I can't help you there. Our director's recent movements are confidential. Even we're not in the loop. If you hadn't told me so, I never would have known he'd gone south. I assumed he'd been in Glupov this whole time. Oh, I see. Trigger. Got it. Well, I guess I'd better go sort out Paimon's security situation. I have other work to catch up on Glupov at Glupov anyway. Me too. I have an incident report to write up. Let's leave it there for now. Sure thing. See you. I guess everyone's in a difficult position, but Tartaglia's right. I have things to do, things I want to do, and things I ought to do. To start with, I should ask Alyosha if he knows any way to help Svetla Ledovka. Let's go to the neighborhood. How strange. The sword seems to be vibrating of its own accord. It's a very faint vibration, but it's getting stronger as I get closer to the Statue of the Seven. Is this where I'm supposed to get the cryo resonance? Or my cryo abilities? Does this sword have some connection to the statue? But all it does is vibrate, even when I touch it. High frequency blade! It'll cut through anything. I don't know. That place I got the sword from was definitely out of the ordinary. Maybe I should try channeling the power of cryo. I didn't. Oh, do I already have it story-wise? Seriously? There's no little ceremony or anything? Okay. It worked. There really is something special about this sword. I'm sorry! I didn't know I could do that. Oh, okay. The traveler journeyed far into foreign lands, all for a slim chance of redemption. Redemption? Whoa, whoa, what is this? Unlocked? What do you mean? It's already unlocked. Oh, it's because I have that unlocked. Enhanced. Oh, okay, so it increases the... Yeah, it increases the passive effect, or the ability. I don't really understand what just happened, but I'm pretty sure this sword just got a little more powerful. It's clipping! I'll have to try the same thing again when I come across another statue of the Seven. In the meantime, I'd better go find Alyosha. Fine, I'll go grab it. Is this even the right way, actually? It's a long flight of stairs without any sort of actual guardrails. People are gonna fall off. I do want to grab a teleport waypoint around here somewhere. Around here? There it is. Okay. Hey, we've got skating shoes. Hello there, how can I help? Looking for Alyosha. Ah, sure thing. Give me a second, I'll go fetch him for you. Man, it's hard to believe it's already been a year. Another year. Like, bro, time passes by so fast. Nodcry, it's already been a year since we came to Nodcry. It's a familiar story, I've had similar experiences, although Snezhnegrad doesn't deliberately delay or withhold relief. Those first 2 days of waiting for help are always the hardest. It's a fundamental contradiction. If emergency relief can't be delivered in time, what's the point in even calling it emergency relief? So that's it, they'll just have to wait? No one Snezhnegrad has enough energy right now. Not necessarily. I think there's a good chance that Kresnik crystal from Sredomorsk will start flowing into the market. Really? Why? When we resolve Sredomorsk's energy issue, it's like we opened the floodgates. A huge backlog of crystals now available to the townspeople. There's no way they can use it up at once. A lot of them will probably stockpile it and slowly work their way through. Probably a good idea, since energy prices are only going to keep rising. But there will always be people who urgently need more. So they'll sell it to the highest bidder. Exactly. At the current prices, selling crystal is an easy way for an ordinary person to make a fortune. Hey boss, how much do I have left in my account? 1 second, let me check. So you're planning on buying the crystal out of your own pocket? Yeah, I don't know if I have enough. So I'll chip in a little extra and buy as much as I can afford. I have a lot. I can cover this. I have 60 million Mora. No, it's fine. You're new to Snezhnegrad and you have your own living expenses to worry about. Besides, you're already providing the train. I have 60 million Mora. Let me help. It's okay, I volunteered for this. Here's your Mora. So you can find at the market, but I doubt there'll be much crystal left. Yeah, well, can't hurt to take a look. Let's see. Oh, there's a debt. What's a debt doing here? I'm gonna dance for them. Oh, Alyosha and... hello? Hello. I didn't realize you two knew each other. I also didn't realize that you two knew each other. Yeah, I take on some odd jobs in the city to supplement my hunting income. Sometimes I work as a cleaner or a prop hand at the theater, where Odette is one of the big stars, so I've met her a few times. When the weather's as bad as this, it would be better for a hunter to adapt than to keep looking for game. Yes, and we sometimes need extra help. This is awkward. This is very awkward. And he's third wheeling. Wait, why's the atmosphere so awkward? I thought things went pretty smoothly at Lodevko. Frick. No. It is not, he's not third wheel. It's not third wheeling, but he's just here, out of the loop. So what brings you here, Mr. Det? Looking for some new props? No, after I got back to the theater, I couldn't stop thinking about the situation Svetlo Lodovka. It bothered me so much, I couldn't focus on my dancing. So I decided to come here and see if there's anything I can do. Couldn't let it go either? You two, I presume? I suppose that's why you're here. I just noticed she has, like, actual, rather than just plain eyeliner, she has, more whatever signs under her eyes. I didn't feel comfortable expressing my true opinions in front of the Harbingers, not least because ordinary Fatui like me don't even know what Project Studio is all about. Without knowing the full picture, I can't make sense of it, and at some point, if things aren't making sense to me, I can't just keep going along with it. So many people feel the same way. They wish they could do something, but all kinds of reservations hold them back. Explains why groups like the Roka are springing up to fill the gap. Yes, well, that's one option, but there are risks to consider with organizations like that. The Futui does not encourage their activities. Right, because things can get out of hand, and it's hard to hold the right people accountable when they do. I've heard about a few cases like that. Sandrone said Odette was on track to inherit the title of Fair Lady. If so, she'll be able to find out what Project Stuza is really about. Still, it's probably a little too soon to ask her about that. There may be more to the story. What's on your mind? Nothing, I just spaced out for a moment. I think we can both agree that, no matter which side you're on, it can't stop you from doing the right thing. Where there's a will, there's a way. I know what Rosalind did while she was abroad. You made the right decision, so no hard feelings. Okay, well, sure. So, what's your plan? What's your plan? Oh, we were gonna buy some crystal. I heard there's some on the market right now. Funny, I had the same idea. In that case, let me pay. I can claim it back as mission expenses. Alright, get reimbursed. The real issue here is that government relief is behind schedule. Surely it makes more sense for the state to cover these costs than for us to pay out of our own pocket. True, it's a huge expense after all. Let me pay. I have 60 million more. I'm rich. In Genshin. Thanks for helping. Oh, no crystal to be sold? No crystal here, try over there? No crystal to be sold either? Wait, he's nodding. Let me see, I'll take it all please, and I'll be needing a receipt. Alright, choose mission budget under the expense category, but be sure to specify emergency rescue operation in the description. Otherwise the normal reimbursement limit will apply. Alright. I just realized, Adet is the first playable Fatui that isn't a Harbinger, right? Or that that has never had a Harbinger title, right? Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna disappear for a moment. I require water. Okay. Let's book this train. Regulations say that if we need to transport Resonant Crystal during Project Stuza, extra carriages can be added 1 hour before departure. How much did we buy, though? He had 1 box. Sort of. Okay, 2 boxes. That should do it. The train will be escorted to its destination by Fatui guards. This is my first time seeing you handle Fatui affairs, Miss Adet. It seems you're as skilled an officer as you are a dancer. You flatter me. It's only because I've been doing both my whole life. Have you been a Fatui since childhood or something as well? Well, I'm glad we're in safe hands. Anyway, I bet you've been non-stop today, am I right? Any idea on how Paimon's doing? I've had my hands full, but I'm gonna go back to check on her now. What's wrong? Who's Paimon? This travel buddy hasn't been feeling well. She caught a cold right after they got to Snezhnaya. Sounds like she's important to you. I can't believe you've been dealing with this on top of everything you've been doing to help the people of Snezhnaya. They couldn't just turn a blind eye to their suffering. Paimon wouldn't want that either. I've got nothing going on right now, so I'll join you. I want to see how she's doing. May I come too? I have some candy that someone gave me back in Svetlolodovko. Plus I know a little bit about relieving cold symptoms. Sure, she'll appreciate the company, and she'll definitely enjoy the candy. Alright then, let's go. Alright. Paimon is not a fae. Paimon is Paimon, whatever she is. Still don't know what the deal is between those two, but at least the tension seems to have vanished. A good sign, hopefully. Actually, is third wheeling applicable to, non... girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever friend, romantic situations? Right. No missions nearby. Like. Poke. Where am I? Where am I actually? Is there... wait, does this game have a button to... is it because it's because of the colors that I was not able to see myself? Genshin does not have something to center back on you, huh? Oh, okay, cool. Where was I pinged? It was in everyone ping. It's a lilty. Where's your spear? My food, like. Clavet. Ukes and Selkies. Hello, sorry, but there's a sick prisoner coming in this room. Can I help you? It's me! What happened? It's okay, no need to worry. Are you one of Tartaglia's guys? Oh, please, excuse me. Are you Volt? Could I take a quick look at your adventure handbook? Master Child said I should verify your identity. Here. Ah, it really is you. Sorry for the inconvenience. We're under strict orders from Master Child to keep this room well guarded. At the same time, we can't interfere with Podvor's restaurant business. That would only seem all the more suspicious and draw unwanted attention to this room. Besides myself, a few of my colleagues are stationed in and around the restaurant, in plain clothes, of course. Rest assured, you're in safe hands. I didn't expect such high standard of protection. They offered, so... well, Master Child handpicked us for the special assignment. We're not about to let anything go wrong. Anyway, I won't keep you any longer. Please, head inside. Thank you. Paimon, you're awake. Hello. Alyosha, you're back. Oh hey, who's our new friend? Hi, I'm Adet. Volt and I crossed paths a few times. She's a member of the Fatui, but she's solid. We can trust her. Another friend from Fatui, huh? You're basically a member yourself by this point. The 12th Fatui Harbinger. The 12th of the 11 Fatui Harbingers. How are you feeling? That one's definitely on the mend. We should head back to our usual travels in a few days' time. Seems like that doctor was right. It's just, yeah. Paimon's limbs are still feeling a little chilly. I have just the thing. What is that? Whoa, what's this? That a flame inside an ice cube? Wait, is this real ice? How's it not melting? How does the fire keep on burning? It's like one of those prime ice constructs that I've got. Kind of. Kino, all keen observations, you're right. This is called Core Ignis. Like Core Lapis? Core Lapis is that's what it's called, right? The mineral from Liu. Whenever I've caught a cold in the past, I found I recover much more quickly if I place this by my bed. You're welcome to borrow it. You don't get a cold from being cold. That's not how it works. It's just, not being cold would make things more comfortable. Her blink cycle is a little weird. Why does it like stop at like 80% and then finish a moment later? Awesome, wow, it's so nice and warm. It's like magic. Your name was Adette, right? How do you two meet again? Looks like she's in pretty good spirits, that's a relief. Any progress with your investigation yet? Nope, couldn't get anything out of the Harbingers. No surprise there, I'm sure. They're not likely to let anything slip. I need to try a different approach. I want to look into this Roka organization. Roka, huh? They might know what's really going on. Are they gonna give me a false identity actually to go inside the Vechi and see and whatever? Let me think. Members of the Roka keep their true identities hidden, but I think there might be someone I can introduce you to. Leave it with me. Meet me at the Korolevsky troop tomorrow and I'll tell you how it goes. I don't think we should be saying this with the presence of Adette in the room. Would anyone like a drink? I'm gonna head to the bar. Paimon will have, maybe some hot milk? Yeah, Paimon's in the mood for something warm. Now for the secret chat, you two. Let's catch up properly in a minute. Paimon wants to show everything that's happened today. Yes, ma'am. We're calling Paimon ma'am now. It'll be kind of like tabletop troop. No reason why listening to a story can't be an adventure. Silence alone is disfavored. Rests until the following day. Okay, and you're just going. You said you wanted to get some drinks and then talk. Okay, and then you just immediately sleep. Oh, it's Chiyoru's birthday. Something I quite love. I don't think I can go that way. And I will have my stamina food. Thank you. What? I'm gonna do it again. Oh, what? Frick. I mantled instead of jumping over. It's the Fountain of Lucine, except frozen. And Snezhnaya. Will I be able to hear crying? Oh, it's not even a fountain. It's Look up. Yes, there. I know there's a cryoculi there. Okay. I don't feel like using ice constructs. Fine. Oh, frick. Never mind. I was just gonna do it anyway. Yeah, you made it. I've got some tickets and I managed to set something up with the Rokot. Have to wait until after. It'll have to wait until after the show, though. Happy to stay and watch. I doubt you've seen the Korolevsky troupe on stage before. Thank you. Of course, no problem. Thanks for starting everything out. Pleasure. Here. This is the way in. Tickets, please. No tickets, no ride. Get off my train, get off. If you know, you know. Except I didn't do the voice right. It has something to do with Flash games. Please present yourself for routine inspection in accordance with theater regulations. Thank you. Why did that sound like we're graders or something? I don't know. Is that guy with the Fatui? Looks like he's waiting for something. Okay, all done. Thank you for cooperation. Please proceed through to the theater. And I'm carrying a sword with me. And they just let me through. Nice security.
どうしたんだ?
What's up? Everything okay? I wasn't expecting such strict security here.
スネージナヤの大商人や
Snezhnaya's business and political leaders are always passing through here, so it makes sense that
検査が
security's
厳
tight.
しいのも当然だ。だが
Still, it's a little unusual to see the Fatui's armory palace guard here. You saw him, right? The guy at the back? Strong, silent type. His name's
仏
Valerie.
頂面で黙ってる奴がいただろう。バレリーって男だ。
You know, I never actually figured out how to pronounce, like, the I-Y sound. Is it just, like, an E? Valerie or something? He's part of the Special Assignments Battalion, but I only ever see him for one thing, to look for a guy named Mia. Mia, who's that? Supposedly a researcher, though he never seems to put much time at the office. The theater is one of his favorite places to hang out when he's playing hooky from work. But that's not for us to worry about. Let's go, the show's about to start. What do you think? Pretty impressive, huh? Is a gonna dance here, actually? Those seats are massive. This does not accommodate that much people. Reminds me of the opera Epiclese. Frick! What's the meme? According to the judgment of the oratrice mécanique d'Annelise Cardinal. Oh, the one in Fontaine? I hear it's iconic, never seen it for myself though. I mean, yeah, you've just been here your whole life. Here we are, just in time. Sorry, coming through. Why are you staring at us? Why are you staring at us? Excuse us. Why is he staring at us? Huh, if you're gonna show up late, keep your mouth shut. What's his problem? Whatever, no point arguing with people like that. Also, who are those people that my head is blocking? Oh, there she is. That's who I'm introducing you to later. She's the lead singer of the troupe, Vodyanitsa. Welcome back, Highmore! That's 90% Highmore from Arknights. Welcome back. Give me a moment. Oh boy. Where is it? There it is. Let me Oops. Welcome back. Whatever, man. Okay. Oh, cutscene again? Not really. Oh, she's a singer too. Wait, she is a singer. Is she also a dancer? Honestly, it kind of looks like we're nodding off. I know we're just vibing with our eyes closed, but it feels like we're nodding off. Or it just looks like we're nodding off. I think Marco Meatball would enjoy this. I'm kind of curious about who they actually hired for this. Not super curious, but it does seem like they would have hired like an actual opera singer for this, obviously. This leads directly to the green room. They're expecting us. Vodyanitsa will be waiting for us there. Sorry, hold on. Why are you introducing us to Vodyanitsa? Because you said you were setting up a meeting with us with the Rokot, but I already forgot who Vodyanitsa was introduced as, like what her role in, like, Shifatui or something, that sort of thing. I already forgot. Back here? Back here. I should not be back here. I want to check out this door. Oh. I can. But I'm pretty sure I'm not allowed to be back here. Hey there, excuse me. Can you believe it? I'm so mad right now. Come in. That is a very different voice from the singing voice. Oh, it's you two. Hi, I wasn't expecting to see you here. Huh? You two know each other? Yeah, you know each other? Oh wait, is this the one you were telling me about? The one you met yesterday and couldn't stop thinking about? Stop thinking about... don't... You're just gonna out her like that. Okay. I never said that. Yes, you did. Why are you denying it? It was right before I went on that rant about the moody factory owner. I remember it so clearly. Might I ask what brings you two here? Oh, I just brought him here to see the show, and when it's finished, he was full of praise for Vodyanitsa's performance. So I thought I'd try my luck, see if we could get the chance to chat for a bit, maybe get an autograph. How smooth! You work here. You of all people ought to know that it's against the rules. It's not what the green room is there for. It's for something else. It's because we wanted to talk with the Rokot, but we didn't expect Odette to be here. What's the big deal? Come on, don't be shy. I can give you an autograph. You can take a picture too if you want. She's very earnest. Do as you please. I finished all my shows for the day. I'll leave you to chat. Alright, well, with her out of the way, we can discuss the Rokot or whatever. I wasn't making that stuff up, you know. Odette's just too proud to admit it. What was her Vodyanitsa, prima donna of the Krolevsky troupe, mysterious. Water imp, huh? She thinks very highly of you, and so do I. You did the right thing in Svetlo Ladovka. We're good. Odette's out of earshot. I'll lock the door. What? It's her! Confidentiality, of course. The Rokot is very strict on that. I'm curious. Are you actually... I had a suspicion since yesterday. About, like, are you actually part of the Rokot? Because yesterday, when the Fatui Sets brought up the Rokot, you're like, no, I've never heard of it. I'm just a hunter. But then later, you're like, oh yeah, I know about them. Oh, Alyosha, not out loud. Not with an outsider here. Relax, I've taken care of it. Look at this. It's me. The president's reply sent this morning. Wait, so he's been approved to join? As in, me? You told me last night you wanted to get intel from the Rokot. Unfortunately, Rokot intel is only available to members. Alright! I'm back to opposing the Fatui! But ever since you set foot in Snezhna, we've been working together. I've seen the way you work, your character, and your motives. Everything about you is perfectly in alignment with what we're trying to achieve in the Rokot, so I figured I might as well cut to the chase. I wrote a letter to the president explaining your situation, including just the right amount of detail. His approval came very quickly. Who's the president, actually? Guess we'll find out later. Of course, it's still your decision whether you want to join or not. We'll respect your choice. So that means both you and Vodyanitsa, you're both members? Well, assuming Odette was telling the truth and she didn't misjudge you, I guess we don't need to worry about you blowing our cover. Still, you gave me a real fright. I didn't know that's why you came looking for me. So that stuff you said about admiring my performance, was that just because Adet was here? Did you actually mean it? No, I meant every word. I loved your singing. Now you're talking, that's what I like to hear. Anyway, let me give you a quick rundown on how things work. Like I said, the Roko is a covert organization, and we hide our identities. Just a side note, it also seems like Vodinitsa is a bit more like expressive, a bit more animated than Genshin characters have been before in dialogue. So, as I mentioned when I was streaming the summer event with Fontaine and where Sandra and Combina reunited, I think it's good that they're finally actually doing that. Members typically don't meet in person or even know each other's identities. This helps us maintain a high level of independence and secrecy. Because of this, members are basically free to decide their methods without constraint, so long as the outcome of any activity doesn't violate the organization's principles. So, no violence. After all, we don't have any ostensible contact with each other. This way, if anything goes wrong, no one else will be implicated. Beyond the freedom to choose how you operate, it's also your choice whether to act at all. We have plenty of members who have yet to take any action. In short, joining the Roko in and of itself won't place any restrictions on your activity in Snezhnaya. There's a code of conduct you can read if it interests you, but basically, as long as you don't plan on using your anonymity to go around doing evil, you'll be fine. I tried reading it 5 or 6 times, never made it all the way through. Even the most lackluster script makes for more interesting reading. Sounds good to me. Great, then I'll go grab an official application form. Be right back. From where? Since you keep our identity secret, how come you two know each other? Well, Alyosha has this pet dog, you see. His name's Tugurin, and this one time, Alyosha brought him backstage. Oh, and then she recognized the dog later, I guess. Tugurin took quite a liking to me, so I played with him for a little bit and fed him some treats. Then the Roko was out on a mission one day, and even though we were all in disguise, Tugurin recognized me right away. Just a coincidence, really. Didn't report it to the higher-ups, though, to avoid dealing with fallout. Like, my job at the theater, for instance, I really needed to make ends meet. By the way, what were you complaining about just before I came in? Did everything go okay with Chugunov? Who? What that? Everything did not go okay. That's why I was so mad. I tried to make some small talk with him before I went on stage to fish for intel about the Iskra manufacturing plant. But he wouldn't take the bait. No matter what I said, he kept dodging the question. And then he started complaining. He said he didn't appreciate his second-rate seat in the stalls because he usually gets a private box. I mean, what did he expect? Everyone knows that if you want to box it, you buy a ticket well in advance. But instead, he sends me a letter the day before the show, when we're practically sold out. Bruh. Okay, Age. I had to juggle things around just to get him a half-decent seat, hoping he would appreciate the gesture enough to share some information. But nope, he didn't give me anything. Yeah, meeting Chugunov in person has definitely been a disappointing experience. Oh, you probably don't know who we're talking about, do you? Chugunov was that older guy you were sitting next to today. I'm sure he didn't make a great first impression on you either. Oh, that guy. Yeah, seemed like a real grouch. To the citizenry, he's a family man and a kind boss. But our interactions with him tell a very different story. It's one thing to ask for a favor, but he acts like it's his right. He always expects special treatment. Take the ticket situation, for instance. I've actually gotten him a private box in the past, but not only was he not even grateful, now he's acting like I've sold him short this time. Do it once, and he'll expect it again. Not to mention that he's never paid for a single one of his tickets. That's pretty outrageous. And another thing, if he's such a big family man, why doesn't he bring his wife and daughter to see the show once in a while? I've never seen them here, not even once. Calm down, Vodinitsa. If he won't do it the easy way, we'll have to try this the hard way. But first things first, here's your application form. Go ahead and fill it out. Where'd you even grab it from? Somewhere in this room, obviously, but wait. Wait, what are these? Paimon? Fake Miller? What are these other references? Octatavia, Jenny Lilbelt. My races. Okay, I'm just gonna be a human. I'm clearly not, though. But who? What race is Pipilpon? My codename with the organization is Chest Mimic. The 12th! King Jared, Lord of Seven. This sounds vaguely familiar, but the 12th Fatui Harbinger. The 12th of the 11 Fatui Harbingers. The reason for joining the organization is I want to ordinary people? Mom told me to give it a try? What? I'm not gonna do it. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna be that ridiculous. I'm gonna have to look it up. I want to ordinary whatever. What if I said Mom told me to give it a try? It looks like you'll need to make a few little tweaks here and there, but other than that, you're good to go. We'll hold on to this for you. Alright, now that we're officially comrades, I can tell you, Chuganov is the target of our current operation. Recently, we've done some recon work at the Iskro manufacturing plant, which pretty much confirmed that their energy consumption is way above the legal limit. Way beyond the legal limit. All we need now is some direct evidence to present to the Vechi, so we can demand that they shut the plant down. That way the Kresnik crystal can be allocated to where it's needed most. I was hoping he might let slip during one of our chats, but he's too tight-lipped. We'll have to find another way. I'm meeting another regular theater goer tonight. Mitya. Mitya? Nice to meet you, Mitya? Or something? Alyosha mentioned that name earlier. But Valeri's here too, and he's probably looking for Mitya, so he may end up being a no-show. Don't you worry, he must know how to dodge Valeri, or he wouldn't be showing up on time for every performance. Mitya is a renowned energy expert. Though we can't get any direct evidence of the excessive energy consumption of the plant, we can accidentally let the information slip to him, and then have Mitya do an inspection, I guess. The authorities should take someone like him seriously, so if he starts raising questions about energy use at the Iskro manufacturing plant, there'll be a proper investigation. Also, we're not allowed on site, but he has clearance, so all we need is his cooperation. Since he's an energy expert, does that mean he might know the inside story of Project Stuza? Yeah, so that's the other thing we're trying to figure out, though I think we're far less likely to make any progress on that front. Also, are these just ornaments? Or are these, like, actually your ears? Or sort of, like, fins, like actual fins or something? Because yesterday I mentioned, like, Welcome to Arknights, but I think, like, Fae might actually just be more like Thyrans, where Fae is the generic term, and then there's a specific kind of Fae, or whatever kind of form they take. Like, Thyran is basically, just non-humans and non-intelligent constructs. Or, like, other, like, humanoid, both animal features, that sort of thing. Still, I hear that Mitya is a bit of a chatterbox, so who knows? Maybe if we catch him in the right mood, he'll let something slip. What do you think? Sound like something worth your time? Definitely, I'd love to join you. Okay, in that case, you guys find a seat somewhere nearby, pretend you're a couple of buddies there to eat, and keep your ears peeled for useful information. He's a huge fan, so I doubt he'll have his guard up around me, but you two need to be convincing. If he suspects anything at all, he might stop talking. Sure, don't worry, we'll make a believable pair of buddies. I'm sure we can manage a bit of friendly chit-chat. Perfect, you sold me already. Now help me tidy up this room a bit before we head out. Okay, what needs tidying? Oh. Everything. Okay. Oh, goodness, it's off-center. No! What the frick? What is wrong with you? Who designed this room? Why? Why? It's off-center. Ah! Is there something? I'm trying to figure out which one is the one that's off-center. The campfire thing or the wall thing. I think the wall thing is the one that's off-center. Frick! Did I help tidy up the room? I did. Okay. Alright, back I go. And back for some more stamina food because the duration goes down even in dialogue. My food. My food. How's Genshin food looking? We come here often, so we shouldn't stand here. Let's stand out. Let's sit here. That's up to Vodinitsa. Let's see how the conversation goes. Hello. Oh, Mr. Miya, over here, over here. Oh, sorry, I got a little hold up on my way here. Now we've even less time than we planned. Do kind of like his fit. He's got very unkempt hair, too. Go ahead and order some snacks and drinks. Whatever you'd like. Let me see according to my schedule. We still have 25 minutes left. Oh, you're really pressed for time today, huh? I was imagining this would be a leisurely chat. If you prefer, we can always reschedule for another afternoon when you have more time. No need. Getting to meet the lead singer is a very precious opportunity for me. I'm not about to pass it up. I've already had to decline your invitation several times because our schedules rarely align. What the frick is that? Is that a Denia hand? No, it's 2D. If I don't grab this chance while it's here, who knows when the next one will come around. Frick! That hand reminds me of something. Well, it's very kind of you to make time just for me. What's going on with the scarf? It's like it's alive. That's... Why am I asking that now? I can ask that later. That's not important. Not too sure, to be honest, but Snitch Night is full of weird and wonderful things like that, so people tend to not bat an eye. I'm sure the same will go for the Eye of Gria and Paimon. That'll make getting around easier. There we are. The reason I invited you for a tea and chat today was to get some feedback from a true fan of the theater. Well, I generally have nothing bad to say. No matter how many times I hear you sing, it never gets old. It always seems fresh and new somehow. Maybe it's because the more times I listen, the more details I notice. Or maybe because you simply improve with every performance, delivering it better each time. It is nice, like, when I'm listening to music, even tracks that I've heard a bunch of times, that I'll just listen to again, because I really like them. Homecoming Star from the Unbound, and one of Sweet Dove's songs featuring AKA, well, the title's in Japanese, but yeah, even like a few years after release, there's still some new things I was noticing that I didn't notice before. Yeah. Thank you, I'm delighted to hear that. Could you give me any specific examples? Oh yeah, that piece you sang today, for example, Beneath the Frozen River. Nice one. Hey, what's with you? I'm just praising good performance. I always used to find that such a bleak and lonely song, but the more you listen, the more you realize it's not as cold and nihilistic as it appears. When you really dig down to it, there's a certain level where you're surprised by the emergence of hope. What are these? Crepes? I'm impressed. I didn't expect you to pick up on that. Actually, I only tried out that angle after talking with the composer. Still, Beneath the Frozen River wasn't on today's program. Nice one. Oh, really? But it's classic. You sing it every time. Nice one. You weren't here. That's what. Almost every time. Ah, you've been outed. It wasn't today's. Well, then let me say a few words about the all-time classic, Climbing One from the Mountain Despair. Oh no! Oh no! The scarf's letting him know that's not it. Actually, finger pointing up, nerd glasses. I didn't sing that one today either. My voice wasn't quite up to it, so I switched it out at the last minute. You're getting outed, buddy. Oh, but nice one, nice one. You got. Sorry, Mr. Meet you, but you're at the theater today, yes? Oh, wait, she's gonna be like, you're at the theater today. Was something else on your mind? If you're at the theater today, and you didn't notice that these weren't played today, so you must be thinking of something else, right? Of course I was. Remember I said hello to all the crew members before the show started. You, Odette, and the others. So what did Odette sing today? Alligator Snow Winged Goose, of course. Correct, I see. You find my singing boring, don't you? That's why you don't remember a single song. Looks like I'll need to cut a few from the program next time. Oh, that's a bit of a jump. No, that's not it, I swear. I'll stay with you, I'm sorry, my mind was wandering as you took the stage today. I enjoy watching your shows because the exquisite performances stimulate the mind. It always sparks some inspiration for my research. So whenever I get stuck at work, I come to a theater for a change of pace. But as answering the Alligator Snow Winged Goose today was simply incredible. Got me wondering what she's been going through recently. A look of sheer defiance in the face of utter tragedy. It was so inspiring. I started scribbling in my notebook right away. Not that I made a ton of progress in the grand scheme of things, but I still think it was productive. By the time I snapped out of it, the entire show had finished. So you're saying is you didn't listen to my singing at all? Oh, no. Oh, she's being like, she's saying that while smiling. It's like, yeah, it's all perfectly fine, right? Right? While smiling. It's like, with the very scary background energy, like, Unohana. Unfortunately not. I'm sorry. I don't know which is more disrespectful. The fact that I don't always come for the show itself or the fact that I missed her performance. It seems like things are getting a little awkward. You look nervous. What's up? Mia just stepped into a conversational minefield. If there's one thing Vodunitsa doesn't like, it's people who show disrespect for her performance. This meeting was so hard to set up. Don't tell me it's already falling apart. It's fine, I suppose. This is affirming in its own way. At least it shows that our performance really touches people's hearts, right? Don't let it bother you. It certainly doesn't bother me. That's cute. She's showing a lot of restraint. Must be tough. Well, be sure to let Odette know how much you adored her performance. Please don't say that. I always love your performances too. It's just that inspiration struck at the wrong time. Damn. Usually all ears. I know, I can tell. That's why I value your opinion. I'm sure some people can't stand when others praise their coworkers right to their face. But not me, no sir! Fair enough, I still feel kind of bad though. But you know what I really can't stand? People who only show up to the theater to pretend that they're cultured. Makes me sick to my stomach. Oh yeah, 100%. There are too many of those people around. By the time they're walking out the door, they've forgotten all about the show. What's wrong? You look furious. I don't know if you've heard about the boss of the Iskra manufacturing plant. He isn't even a theater investor, but he always demands the same privileges as actual investors. Box tickets only, premium drinks, even the right to request specific songs. Vodunitsa seems like she's harnessing her rage to steer the conversation back on track. We're supposed to be pretending we're buddies. I mean, obviously they're not going to focus it on us. But yeah. Now that you mention it, I've interacted with that guy before. Gotta say, everyone holds him up as an example of a benevolent businessman, but I don't know. I don't see it. Yeah, he couldn't care less about what's happening on stage. He's just there to flaunt his social status. I hate that I have to prepare programs for guys like that. What's the big deal with that factory he runs anyway? Asked around a bit and heard some pretty shocking stories. Sounds like he's just another greedy capitalist. Yep. She's pretending she's getting angry and then using that anger as the reason for like venting about this other dude that she actually wants info on. Oh, really? Yeah, the things people are saying are pretty low wages, insanely long working hours, equipment running around the clock, and if that's not bad enough, he also strictly forbids his employees from giving any kind of interview. Project Suza has now been extended so many times we're at the point where crystal rations for the common folk are barely enough to survive on. Yet he wants to get his greedy hands on them, just to boost his own profits. I'm sorry, yeah, I don't use expletives. What other word would I use for this? Right, something nice. If the rumors are true, he's in serious violation of the law. Interesting, so you've heard about it too. Two? So this guy's heard stories about it? What? So it's really true? Who knows, I've only heard the same rumors you have, but there's no smoke without fire. The Rooster's been coming down on us hard lately, demanding that we track and trace every single batch of crystal. My coworkers in the Department of Energy have been tearing their hair out over it. Alright, well does this give him a reason to look for stuff? The Rooster? I didn't realize he cared that much. Yeah, even though there are no restrictions on crystal trading, the poor will wind up freezing to death if we let the rich buy as much as they want. And that's clearly unfair. Looks like we'll need to arrange an investigation into the Iskra manufacturing plant as soon as possible. I never knew you kept up with current affairs beyond the theater, Miss Wadinitsa. You really have a heart for the common a common person. Most Fae in your position have long been indifferent to the plight of humans. Well, those of us who choose to live in human cities are naturally going to pay attention to any significant upheaval. Isn't the Rooster a Fae himself? I'm just surprised to learn that even someone with as much experience as him is getting so stressed out over Project Stuza. What's the end goal of this project anyway? Is it? We're finally going there. I'm sure Mitya can sense on someone that she's fishing for info, but since her conversation is so relaxed, he might just let something slip. We're supposed to be pretending we're buddies just having a nice meal here. It's stressing me out too. If only I'd made better progress with my research, things wouldn't have dragged on this long. Oh, so your work is related to Project Stuza? That's right, the Army Palace needs a brand new energy source, not the power of the Light Realm, and not elemental energy. Oh? Wait, is it gonna try harnessing shadow energy? Shadow realm energy? Right now, the only thing that meets the requirements is the power contained within stellar linchpins. Okay. But harnessing that power is costly. Each step of the process requires enormous amounts of Kresnik crystal, from extraction to quantification to attempts at conversion. Progress has been painfully slow, and the team is getting burned out as time goes by. Sometimes I see people staring into space as if in a trance. Could it be that this new energy source has side effects? No, it doesn't affect us, because the energy is used for... your scarf is telling you, don't let it slip. Alright, okay, I got it, stop talking to me. Sorry, I can't talk about that. I think we're all just exhausted. We've been working ourselves to the bone for so long with so little progress to show for it. It's no wonder people are struggling to stay motivated. Seems like I owe an apology. I shouldn't have gone so mad at you for not paying attention during the show. Yeah, don't worry about it. I count myself lucky, to be honest. I don't envy the people who work closely with the turrets herself. I'd much rather be in my current position. At least I don't have to shoulder any major responsibilities. So they're trying to develop a completely new kind of energy. It's a shame we didn't get to hear more. Also, what's it with these people here, actually, in the same sort of booth, stall, whatever you want to call it? Yeah, censored by a scarf. Who would have thought? Oh dear, looks like my time is up. I'm afraid I have to leave. So sorry we ended up barely talking about the theater. That's okay, it's a pleasure chatting with you, really. Let's make it up for next time. Yeah, hopefully once the work pressure eases up a little, I'll be able to focus more on the performance, and then we'll have more to discuss. We touched on some confidential issues today. I'd be grateful if you could keep it between us. That could have gone worse. You know, maybe we shouldn't meet up, like, right here just this moment. Maybe we should leave first or something? I don't know. Or wait for a bit. Nice job. I was in such a hurry to leave, though. Oh dear, they know. Sorry, routine inspection. Is that Valeri? Okay. I had a feeling it's like when I said that we really shouldn't be we should leave first before talking about this, how like it went down and whatever. And then the Fatui came walking. I was like, oh no, does Mitya know? No, it's Valeri. Hopefully he's just looking for Mitya as well. Okay, let's go. So he wasn't rushing to get back to work. He must have calculated that Valeria would find him here in exactly 25 minutes. That's frighteningly accurate. One of the main duties of the special assignments battalion is to ensure that important figures stick to the schedule. Sounds like me is our enemy then. Alright, time for us to get going too. Excuse me, check please. We'll settle our checks too then. Hello there, Mr. Mitya paid the check before leaving. He also asked me to pass on a message. He said it was an honor to share his tea break with Miss Vodunitsa and her 2 friends. Oh no, he knows. Wait. So he knew we were here all along? This raised a lot of questions. Did he deliberately mention the new energy source that we'd overhear it? What if he's also part of the Rokot? Maybe his work isn't confidential after all. Maybe the key here is the purpose of this new energy. I guess that's the next thing to look into. But still, I don't think we definitely should not have just after Mitya leaves, like immediately after Mitya leaves, like just go over it. And we should not have asked gone to get the check together like that. Should have just been like one of Vodunitsa gets her check, and when the dude is like, oh yeah, and your 2 friends is like, wait, what? What are you talking about? I don't know. But if Mitya is part of the Rokot, then sure. It was this room, right? Yeah. You're back! You're pretty early today. How are you feeling? Paimon was just gonna mention that. After she woke up today, Paimon felt like her temperature was completely back to normal, but her strength still hasn't returned. Still, there's some good news. Paimon thinks she might have figured out the source of the problem. Oh? It's like there's some kind of mysterious power affecting Paimon. Paimon's never felt this way during any of her travels. Oh? I mean, if the jester... If Hiro sound like he knew you... then it probably does have something to do with the cataclysm, right? I don't know. She only started feeling this way since we arrived in Snezhnaya. Some kind of mysterious power, you say? That's right, the Armory Palace needs a brand new energy source. Could that have something to do with this? Huh? What is it? You're making that face again. You know the one you get whenever you have a light bulb moment? Let me tell you what I found out today. So they're trying to develop a new energy source here. And you think that might be why Paimon's feeling unwell? Yes. Well, Miya denied that the energy they're researching has any side effects, although he did say that people working on the project have been having issues with their concentration and short-term memory. But even so, those are completely different symptoms from Paimon's. The power you mentioned, can you sense where it's coming from? What? It's pretty faint, so it's kind of hard to tell, but if anything, it seems like it's coming from roughly the same direction as the Armory Palace. All the more reason to find out the purpose of their research. Sure, Paimon's with you there, but hell, the Rokot only has limited amount of intel. There's still one avenue we haven't explored, the Snezhrad Vechi. Alright, we're actually gonna go in. Because that's what they do, like, they give you false identities so that you can go in and voice your concerns. Oh, great point. They argue about Project Stuza every day. If we could sit in on one of their sessions, we might pick up on some new leads. Okay, I need to write a letter to Alyosha. Good idea. Oh yeah, while you're out, Paimon tried all the yummiest looking desserts at the Podvorye restaurant. This one seemed right up your alley, so Paimon saved some for you. Come try it once you finished writing your letter. What? Genshin food still disappoints. This... I don't know if this is supposed to be some lame cake or what. Like, if you're having... This looks like it's just butter. So, you... From what I've seen, you typically put butter on top of just, like, a stack of pancakes or toast, even though I never understood it. I tried it once, and it's like, no, just give me syrup. So, are these, like, is this, like, French toast or something? I don't freaking know, but then it's got, like, the actual layers and what... I don't know. A day and a half later. Alyosha replied, he says that he won't be able to speak at the Vecchi, but he can arrange for us to attend as visitors. That we won't be able to speak at the Vecchi. When we get ready, then head to the Snezhnegrad Vecchi. Wait, who? Oh, it's one of the guards, right? Yeah. Is it just me, or does all the Fae who actually look like the typical fairies with wings also have those hats? Ah, Miss Vodunitsa, prima donna of the Koyalevsky troupe. What a surprise meeting you here. Will you be sitting in on a session of the Vecchi? Sorry, I'm not taking interviews today. Oh good, you're here. The session's about to begin. Let's get inside. Please wait, Miss Vodunitsa, could you introduce me to your new friend? Alright. Don't have to worry about a thing to get to sit in on this. Wait. Should we wear a disguise of some sort? If Child is there, or if some of the Fatui Harbingers are there, they're gonna recognize us and be like, you should not be here. And surely they have my face card. Surely they have like a picture of my appearance or something. They would know it's me. I should wear disguise, right? Shortly after you take your seat, the meeting of the Snezhnegrad Vecchi officially begins. Discussions on whether to extend Project Stuza are saved until the end. As the Rooster, Pulsanella shares various energy-related statistics, the dull and lifeless room suddenly becomes very animated. Okay, are we actually going to see his model in-game? Have we seen that yet? I don't think so. Okay, yes, typical council room-ish, I guess. Oh, and we're here. Yep. In summary, the energy management commitments made for the outgoing period have been... Pulsanella, the Rooster, 5th of the 11 Fatui Harbingers. Have been delivered upon. Furthermore, both the production and consumption of Crescent Crystal show clear signs of stabilizing. The relevant agencies have assessed the present circumstances and determined that the status quo can be sustained until the next period. For detailed statistics, I would refer you to the industry reports that have been distributed to all persons present. It should also be noted that while the recent blizzards have led to significant increase in people's energy expenses, this is strictly a short-term phenomenon associated with a remotely located monster. Her Majesty the Tsuruta is giving her full attention to this matter. We should have every confidence that it will be dealt with swiftly and conclusively. Where am I? Here we are. A financial report on disaster relief is also present in this report, courtesy of Pantalone. Oh yeah, he would definitely recognize me as well. Why does it keep getting noisier in here? They cover the same old ground every single time. The Rooster never seems to mind, but everyone else is getting tired of it. Hey, at least they provided everyone with tea. There's a general lack of trust. People aren't seeing any tangible benefits that affect them directly. Of course, none of that will be reflected in any of the reports on the table. Yeah, if it weren't for those hard copy documents, I could have at least made something up. I've been meaning to ask, why are you still here? And why are you acting so chummy? Don't mind me, I'm just out here trying to hit my interview quotas. Oh, okay. Bring out the Kvass. Ever read it? Best-selling newspaper in town. Maybe we shouldn't be so loud in a congress room. If I remember correctly, you guys don't even have a sales permit. You have to sell from stalls on the street. Okay, then best-selling street stall newspaper in town still counts. Order. We will now open the floor to the representatives. If there are no further substantive issues to discuss, we will then proceed to vote on this motion. Snezhnaya has a long tradition of... Don't look around, please. Snezhnaya has a long tradition of treating members of the Fatui armed forces and their dependents favorably. But recent surveys show that the Fatui families in remote areas have access to 15% less crystal than the average civilian family in Snezhnegrad. It's been said many times before, but it bears repeating now. There needs to be a clear and consistent rationale behind how crystal is allocated, or we will soon face immense public backlash. Perhaps you wouldn't need to keep repeating yourself if you would hear me out for once. I say again, true consistency exists only in principle. In the real world, fairness is relative. You appear to treat resource allocation as a simple function of production and population. So what about when the equipment used in production breaks down? Have you factored that into your equation? Okay, there's Sandrone. And do you even know how long it's been since Snezhnaya last conducted a census? If I knew the answer to questions like that, I'm sure I'd be a very wealthy man, and I doubt I'd be going by child. I'd like to bring the focus back to the specific issue I raised. Or do you wish to deny that favorable treatment for the Fatui dependents is our long-standing policy? It's easy to be a critic when there's no accountability. That seems to be a running theme in the anti-Project Stuza cohort. Who's supposed to be here? Arlecchino? Who else could be sitting here? Rosalind's gone. That's not a harbinger yet. Scaramouche is supposed to not exist. Who else is there? There's the Jester, who I guess he could be here. Captain is still sitting on that throne in Notland, frozen. Number 2 was the Tor. He's dead. Number 3 was Columbina. 4... Arlecchino was 4, right? 5 is Pulcinella. 6, Scaramouche. 7... Frick. No, Sandrone... Sandrone isn't the 7th, right? Sandrone's... I don't know. Whatever, Sandrone's somewhere there. 8th... Oh, there's Regrator. I don't remember which one he is. Child's the 11th. Rosalind was the 9th. And I'm the 12th. I don't know. Whatever. Defeat the ringleader and all other problems will magically resolve themselves. That's what they all seem to think. But in case you aren't aware, not one jot in my report would change, whether Project Stuza continues or not. If you have no intention if you have no intention whatsoever of finding so you have no intention whatsoever of finding a solution to this problem? On the contrary, I'm the only one here who ever brings solutions. Child opened by speaking up for the armed forces. Okay, cool. By speaking up for the armed forces, Regrator struck back with a style, and a war record and a war of words ensued. Our reporter was live on. Just shut it, please. Shut up. Yes, true that. Our reporter was live on scene to get the audience reaction as all unfolded. Who do you support? I think Child raised some issues that need addressing. The people have spoken, and Child received raucous applause from the crowd as he pushed Regrator onto his back foot. With the relentless barrage of questions. It had to be seen to be believed. You see why they don't have a sales permit. However, this reporter wants to spin things. I haven't forgotten that Tartaglia was representing the Northland Bank when we first met in Lyria. However, this reporter wants to spin things. I haven't forgotten that Tartaglia was representing Northland Bank when we first met in Lyria. So surely their relationship can't always have been this strained. You two are getting off topic. Let's focus on what the data is saying. Yes, let the engineer come in. Whoa, excuse me. Mr. Pantalone, may I speak on your behalf? Oh, please do. I'm more than happy to save my breath. Crystal distribution policy undergoes modifications with each new period, the ultimate goal being to find the most reasonable method of allocation, which I believe is what Mr. Tartaglia also seeks. But I fear many have been misled on this topic by extremist activities. To clarify, Project Stuza is not the root cause of the problem. It is merely a framework for research distribution. The most recent reports all point to Snezhnaya's resilience and adaptability during this period of fine-tuning, and give clear indications that the distribution framework is improving with each iteration. To make drastic adjustments without first considering the risk would likely do more harm than good. It would be a waste of the hard-won experience we've gained to date. Renowned scholar of finance, Arapov spoke up to clarify the fiscal logic, clearly alluding to social organizations like the Rokot in his words. Oh frick, no, I didn't see that. What the cut-in was. With the notorious Lelik still active to this day, should the Rokot be held responsible? No, there's someone else to blame. Where'd you get this? Where'd you get Rokot from, and who's this Lelik? She's just rephrasing what Mr. Paimon said. The Rokot are the critics of the... The Rokots are the critics he accused of taking no responsibility for their actions. As for Lelik, you won't have heard of him yet. He's currently the most famous member of the Rokot. Well, more like infamous. Ending Project Stuza has become an obsession for him. Unlike the more decent ones among us, he believes that votes in the Vechi are all that matter. Unlike the more decent ones among us, you probably shouldn't speak like that. Hello? You are saying to anyone who hears that we are part of the Rokot. So whether it's threats, coercion, or bribery, he'll use whatever means necessary to get people to change their vote. There's more to the Rokot than I thought. And since we're already on the subject... Is she a Rokot, technically? Is she also a Rokot? I don't know. Since we're already on the subject, what do you think of Lelik's methods? Are you for or against? Hard to say. I suspect there's more to his story. I mean, that's the safe option, but also, yeah. Well, whatever the story is, their actions benefit us all. We stand with Lelik. No. At least someone here wants to take this discussion seriously. I've been considering that issue myself. What you really need is more precise regional data, right? I think it would be easiest to let the Fatui handle it, since they're already in charge of crystal shipments anyway. We may as well get them to collect some data while they're at it. Whatever you need, you can ask the Fatui to look into it for you. In terms of supervision, I think the Druzhna would be a good fit. I hope to discuss this with Miss Vesna, but sadly she's not present. I'll be happy to take note of your suggestions and present them to Commander Vesna for a decision upon her return. The commander has always taken a keen interest in Project Stuza. However, given the Druzhna's demanding workload, I'm afraid it may prove difficult for them to provide any practical support. Let us refrain from jumping to conclusions until a concrete and actionable plan is in place. My apologies, Lord Rooster. There are numerous issues to address here, including manpower, time sensitivity, and reporting lines. Nevertheless, I support drafting a proposal. Follow the usual procedure, and it can be raised as a new motion for all parties to evaluate at the appropriate time. In that case, I'd like to share one thought before the proposal is drafted. The issue of time sensitivity was raised just now, which I presume relates to the official reports. Farova, Representative, Royal Energy Commission of Snezhnaya. In fact, the Energy Commission already collects regular statistics on each urban center and its surrounding areas. Would these be of any use? That's a good idea. I read every issue of Svetlana Dovka's report, and although my focus is mostly on the section about equipment operation, the energy consumption statistics also yield a lot of insights. Be that as it may, does no one see an issue with using local data to determine crystal quotas? In the long term, it seems like a very risky solution. Not if they're used purely for reference. As long as we have the report from the Northland Bank's headquarters to corroborate it, no one will be able to fool me. Very well then. It appears that this arrangement is acceptable to all parties. Yeah, sounds good to me. The members reached a provisional consensus on the issue of improving treatment for Fatui soldiers. Yawn. You notice the reporter jot down a few words before suddenly crossing everything out and starting a fresh paragraph. Get the frick out of here, please! Leave us alone! Today, the prima donna of the Korolevsky troupe attended a session of Snezhrad Vechi in the company of a dashing young man. The question on all our minds is, what is the true nature of their relationship? She's gonna go spreading around that Vladinitsa has a boyfriend. Please frick off. Alright, anything like that again, and I'm revoking your permission to interview the troop. Got it? Hey, yes. The remaining discussions covers everything from energy to healthcare, technology, and industry. All parties take the opportunity to express their stance on Project Stuza. You ignore Mironova as she carries on writing her sensationalist report, but after a while you start to feel that reading the news from her might actually be more interesting than being here in person. I mean, that's how it often goes, right? They want to exaggerate it. Even if it's, like, super serious and interesting already, they're going to want to exaggerate it. Now then, if there are no further contributions from those present, we shall proceed to the final vote. Hey, check it out. Is that Chuganov? What made him vote against? Why now? Because, I mean, this whole thing, like... Sorry, I'm gonna disappear for a moment. Okay. So, like, a big part of this motion is that they're going to evaluate just a bunch of statistics, right? Put very simply, right? But we know Chuganov was like... Basically, he was using way more than he should be, so yeah, of course he'd be voting against it, because he doesn't want to be inspected. The votes have been tallied. Those in favor of containing Project Stuza... Oh, it's in favor of continuing. Those in favor of continuing Project Stuza total 61%, so carrying a clear majority. That was too close. The margin has shrunk yet again. Chuganov was a huge loss. Wait, so... I'm sorry, I don't quite understand. They want to... They're voting to like, Child... Child, at least, does, like, he has to vote in favor of it just because he's part of the Harbingers. Like, he doesn't want to get, he doesn't want to be punished by the Tsaritsa. But inside, he's like, he doesn't like what's happening to the people, right? Obviously, that's what he brought up. Like, that's why they're discussing to have it, like, at least be more, like, to go through the statistics more and whatever and make sure everything is right mathematically. So I guess, like, he would have to vote for it, but why is he saying the margin shrunk yet again? So Chuganov was a huge loss. So I guess Chuganov voted in favor of continuing Project Stuza before. Why is he voting against now then? Like, I guess, and why is he saying, like, this is a bad thing, that the opposition is increasing? I bet Lilik is behind us. I wonder how Pulsinella will respond this time. Chuganov, I see. Lilik strikes again. No. Yeah, let's go, Lilik. Once Project Stuza is defeated, our unwavering support at Bring Out the Crevasse will finally pay off when we make a comeback. I can taste our victory already. In accordance with the result of this vote, Project Stuza will remain in effect until the next Vecchi period. Finally, may I remind us all, we debate only for the greater glory and solidarity of our nation. May the aurora shine ever on and the tundra always stand firm. The session is concluded. I can't sit in these seats? Wait, what? Bruh. Oh, I can. It's just being weird. Let me up. Let me up. I'm not supposed to be back here, but There's no door here. I would have expected some sort of... it's on sides. Can I send these? No? Okay. Alright, talk to Vodunitsa. I have to say, I really wasn't expecting Chugunov to vote against Project Stuza. Why? What's so strange about that? Well, in principle, Snezhnai's business and political elites ought to be the ones least likely to oppose it. As we heard, Project Stuza is basically just a resource distribution framework that requires everyone to cut back during the winter. But even if the policy got cancelled, the turret's energy needs wouldn't suddenly go down. The extra demand from the public would have to be filled from somewhere, so logically the factories would have to take the hit. This explains a lot. I got a letter from Mr. Media just before today's session. He said he's confirmed that there are issues around overtime and excessive energy consumption at the Iskra manufacturing plant. In a situation like this, once the rooster receives the report, he'll order the factory to halt production and submit to an investigation before issuing a penalty. But that's a week-long process, and thus didn't make it into the Vechi agenda this time. I don't think he suspects anything so far. Got it, so for him it's a choice between reducing production and stopping entirely. Exactly, and as you know, he's a very selfish person. I was originally going to try and flip him after he received notice of the official sanctions. My plan was to convince him that the whole thing was completely unfair. But rather than just sit back and take the hit while his factory stopped production, he'd be better off voting to end Project Stuza. At least that way, no one else would be able to make any money either, because all the factories would suddenly have more limited energy to work with. But now he's already voted against it, which means someone must have used more forceful means to change his vote, just like with how everyone else who flipped. You mean Lelik? Yeah, no one knows why Lelik is so obsessed with ending Project Stuza, but by the looks of it, he's inching closer and closer to success. Lelik must have strong motivations, given he'll stop at nothing to achieve his goal. Maybe he knows the full truth of Project Stuza. Maybe my next step should be the focus on him. Alright, what's your plans for the rest of the day? Shall we head out? Hey, comrade, I noticed you were here during the debate. I didn't take you for a political enthusiast. Greetings, Harbingers. I just happened to have some free time today, and my new friend here thought it might be fun to check out the Vechi. Ah, that must have introduced you. Looks like you two are getting along pretty well. I'll leave you to catch up. I should head back to the troop. Sure, break a leg and all that. What exactly is break a leg supposed to mean, actually? Thought it might be fun to check out the Vechi. Did ya? Things are never that simple with you, Bolt. There's no way you're here for kicks and giggles. Tell me I'm wrong. I learned an interesting tidbit today. Some guy called Lelik. They don't know I'm part of Rokot now. Oh yeah, to some he's a captivating enigma, to others he's the bane of their existence. No one ever thought that some anonymous nobody from the Rokot could cause such a stir. I want to find out his true identity. Is it okay if I start digging around? Huh? You want to look into Lelik? Yeah, then I'm sure his days of anonymity are numbered. What do you think, Saint-Tron? Fine by me, I guess. If Volt actually manages to expose Lelik, it'll be doing Pulcinella a favor. In return, it seems fair to let him on what we've learned so far. I mean, to be... logically speaking, you wouldn't give me that information until after I exposed him. My thoughts exactly. Sharing is caring, after all. Head back to Gloopon and grab the files on Lelik. It's easier to just pull the records than to... Oh, okay, just specifically stuff on Lelik. It's easier to pull the records than to go through the rigmarole of getting a traveler a visitor's permit. As you command, child, sir. In that case, since we're going to be waiting anyway, I'll have someone brew a pot of black tea. Please add a little bit of sugar. Just a bit. And then some milk. Yes. That is not black tea. What? What? There is no way. That is like... Wait. Frick. That's like more orange. Almost. I don't think that looked green. Is there an orange tea? Orange rind tea? I don't freaking know. What? I'm colorblind, but I'm not that colorblind. Excuse me. I can tell that that is not black tea. Okay. One common thread among the many incidents Lelik has been involved in is that the victims are all too scared to share any real information about him. Clearly, he must have threatened them in some way. Threatened to expose Chugunov? His modus operandi is to silently infiltrate the scene and leave a threatening letter behind. But neither the letters nor the crime scenes ever yield any clues to his identity. So all these files have to offer are short statements by the people affected. They don't give us a lot to go on. If nothing else, it shows we're dealing with a trained professional who's versed in counter-surveillance. Yes, and to that point, he often strikes in highly secure locations. The victims are high-ranking and influential people who take their personal security very seriously. Somehow, Lelik slips right into their rooms without making a sound. There's never any eyewitnesses, nor the slightest trace of a break-in. I'm just gonna throw it out there just for kicks. It's Pulcinella! If he can get in and out undetected, it means he can strike without warning. Not that that's ever happened so far, but thought is enough to scare these people sleepless. It's hard to believe that a human being could pull this off flawlessly every time, so they switched the focus of the investigation to Faye. Unfortunately, no one's found anything yet. Are you saying even you couldn't pull it off? Careful, don't underestimate me. Although, truth be told, I'd probably find it hard not to blow my cover. Direct confrontation is more my style. We haven't ruled out the possibility of Lelik being human, it's just there can only be a handful of people in all of Teyvat who'd fit the profile. Faye, on the other hand, plenty would have the ability, but few would have the motive. So it's someone as strong as Tartaglia and even more meticulous. No, not as strong as me. You'll never find a culprit with criteria like that. Let's go with a little weaker than me. Skirk? Nouvelette? Wait, he doesn't know I was trained by Skirk, does he? There's no denying that master is strong, but meticulous? We can only hope. And Nouvelette's stuck in Fontaine. He's just trying to find a reference point. Stop getting fixated on who's stronger than who. But that's the most important thing, in my opinion, anyway. Alright, let's take it down a notch or two. How about Odette as a reference point? She's someone we all know, and I've seen her in action. Odette? Yeah, that seems about right. Her skills are solid, and she's always calm under pressure. Except she's Fatui, so the likelihood of her working against us is pretty low, but yeah, much more accurate than your previous example, at least. Now, wait a moment. Maybe we should interrogate that assumption. What do you mean? Which assumption? Her Fatui identity doesn't necessarily exonerate her. And when you think about it, the Rokat would be precisely what she needs to conceal her identity. Oh no, we didn't just out her, did we? Plus she wouldn't need to be such a pro at covering her tracks. She'd already know where the Fatui will be and when, so she could choose the perfect time to act. Yikes, I was just thinking out loud. Why is this starting to sound like such a convincing theory? Still, what reason could Odette possibly have for trying to call off Project Stuza? She clearly does care about the people. Arlecchino would be the best person to ask. She knows best. Unfortunately, she isn't back yet. Arlecchino? What? Yeah, what's she doing? Rosalind used to open up to her in private about her struggles with Odette. And I'm sure you can imagine, Arlecchino is quite a lot better with children than Rosalind was. She gave her some tips on how to handle the situation, and Rosalind managed to reach a settlement with Odette before leaving, so I suppose there are at least no lifelong regrets left behind. Beyond that, I don't know the details about that side of things, but I do know that Odette is definitely has a motive to hold a grudge against Project Stuza. The reason being, her father passed away during the early stages of the project. Oh. Okay. That was back before it had been named Project Stuza, when things were still being worked out, but in essence, it's remained the same ever since. The more you know. Rosalind was always so self-centered. I never understood why she started paying so much attention to Odette. Oh, even you didn't know about this? Is that such a surprise? If you cast your mind back, you may remember that Rosalind and I weren't exactly close. We had our tea together a few times, but that was about it. Odette's past is no secret. Her father was a Fatuz, and her mother was a very famous ballerina. On the surface, it looks like she followed right in her parents' footsteps, but the truth is quite a different story. After her father passed away on a mission, her mother was overcome with grief. She broke her leg during a performance and could never dance again. Odette was only interested in ballet at the time, but this tragedy left the family with both breadwinners gone. They could barely make ends meet. Per Capitana's policy, family members of the Fatui who died in the line of duty had to be appropriately accommodated and provided with adequate assistance. So this is how she became a Fatui, huh? So, regardless of how Rosalind may have felt about it, it fell to her to resolve the issue of Adette's family livelihood. In the end, the solution they agreed upon was to have Adette join the Fatui. Right, because the alternative would have been a one-off compensation payment, I guess. In that sense, joining up was definitely the better option. Still, she must have had mixed feelings about it, right? If she doesn't even like the Fatui. It's just a theory, a possibility, but as a motive for Adette to become Lilac, it holds up. That said, I have no idea where Adette's head is at right now, or what her conflict with Rosalind is about. Plenty of people were on bad terms with Rosalind. I have no intention of trying to figure it all out. So Signora actually wanted to mend her relationship with Adette. Yes, but there's not much point in discussing that now. Back to Lilac. Since our investigations so far have turned up next to nothing, we've got nothing to lose by trying a new angle. Funnily enough, Tony and I actually had made plans to go to the theater tomorrow to watch Adette's rehearsal. Unfortunately, thanks to this Lilac situation, we'll be stuck working overtime again. Which means you can go in my place. No point in wasting the ticket, plus you'll get to meet Tonya. What's the rehearsal for? Spirit Seeker, quite the classic ballet, who's passed down through Adette's family, Adette's mother's family for generations, though it hasn't been performed in years. But Adette's been practicing it diligently. And it's finally ready for a return to the stage. Excitement is through the roof. Tickets for the official performance sold out long ago. Tonya's excited for it too. She's desperate to see it, no matter what. Personally, it's not really my kind of thing, but since she's my little sister, I had to figure something out. I've actually seen it several times before. The story's pretty straightforward. The lead character follows the trail of clues left behind by a spirit. You're spoiling it! Gradually recovering her memories along the way. It's a tale of love and regret, so not exactly reinventing the wheel, at least by today's standards. But when that classic melody kicks in and the lead characters begin to dance, it always gets me. It really is beautiful. Not an easy dance to do justice to, though. I know it's always been Adette's dream to perform this piece, but I'm not sure if she's really ready. In that case, I think that even if she is Lilac, we should wait until her performance is over before we respond. I'll let you take it from here, comrade. Wait, but like, I'm part of the Rokot, so why would I want to expose part of the Rokot? I mean, I know, like, in the end, I want information. So I shouldn't be exposing someone like that if she really is, but... this is all a bit much for this collection of neurons within the skull of mine. Wait, I can make the zip lines, right? The really slow zip line. Let me just see how... Wait, I put it at kind of... I don't know, whatever. I'll just leave it there for now. Back to my room. Hello, Paimon. Sounds like you made a ton of progress today. It's good that everything's going so smoothly. Next step is to head back to the theater and get a clear answer from Adette. Could be easier said than done. Even if she's the one, she won't necessarily admit it. Either way, Paimon doesn't get the sense that she's a bad person. Sure, she might have done some pretty extreme things, but Paimon bets she has her reasons. Maybe this is going too far, but like, with everything she's managed to do so far, wouldn't it make more sense in theory to be even more, you know, heavy-handed? Why leave a letter when she could, well, we know there are plenty of other ways to keep people in line, right? But the point is, she could have gone further, but she didn't. I mean, we did note that the Rokot have a no-violence policy. So if it is her, she's got some principles at least. I want to believe in her too. But as part of the Rokot, we're also opposed to Project Stutza. I don't know. Yeah, well, all we can do is follow the tracks wherever they lead. How are you feeling today? I'm also gonna see. Does this have information? I don't know. Whatever. Dang. No change really, but that thing Paimon told you about yesterday, Paimon feels like she can sense it more clearly now. Hearing you talk about your day makes Paimon itch for an adventure. Only she could be there with you so we could experience it all together. Yeah, I wish you could be there too. I'm not used to adventuring alone, but don't worry, we'll get to the bottom of this. Guess it's just one of those things. Never mind, Paimon will behave and behave herself and keep resting. If Adet is Lilac, she may well have inside information on Project Stuza. Her father was involved with the project's early implementation and tragically died in the process. Now she's dedicated herself to bringing it to an end. If it is her. It's hard to imagine she could have gone this far without knowing anything at all about the service's true intentions. When she spoke to us as a member of the Fatui, how much did she let on, and how much was she hiding? Only time will tell. Maybe tomorrow everything will be answered. Hey look, it's snowing. Could be a tough day ahead. Make sure you wrap up warm tomorrow. Oh! Okay, that's Act 1, straight up. Everyone without mercy. Cool. And it is basically exactly 2.5 hours, so very good spot to leave off then. I was thinking, yeah, I would talk to Adet a bit and just get a bit more information before leaving off. Maybe hit 3 hours, but wow, that is Act 1. Okay, so Act 1 took me about a little under 5 hours. 5 hours-ish, a little bit under. So Act 2 is, I don't know, definitely going to take 2 more days then. Yeah. Thoughts, again, when it comes to story, like, there wasn't much. There was, like, no action in this one. It was mostly politics, which is difficult for me to wrap my head around, compounded with the fact that I'm not great at analyzing story and narratives and whatever. As I always say, I can enjoy a story. It's difficult for me to actually fully appreciate one with all the details, especially a well-written one. Pick up the details and nuances. But I can enjoy it. I again. And I feel I don't want to say my standards are low, but oh, there's a, wait, no, that's the exit, right? Yeah, that's the exit. I don't want to say my standards are low, but I don't think it's particularly hard for me to enjoy some of this. But anyway, yeah, that will be it for this stream. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you are lurking, thanks for lurking. If you're watching the VOD, thanks for watching the VOD. And if you dropped by and left, you probably won't hear or see this unless you go through the VOD again, but thanks for dropping by. If you enjoy this and or my other content, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing if you're on YouTube. If you're on Twitch, please consider dropping a follow. I'd really appreciate it. So next stream. Not tomorrow. Tuesdays I usually don't stream. So I guess maybe sometimes, occasionally I do, but Tuesdays I usually go to Smash Bros. Local, but I actually got called in for work. And I wasn't sure about going to Smash Bros. Local anyway, so yeah. Not tomorrow. Possibly on Wednesday, but I think it might be better if I do Act 2 on 2 back-to-back days, so next week, Sunday and Monday. Well, excuse me. So, I'll definitely stream, Act 2 next week of this Sunday and Monday. And then, but day after tomorrow, Wednesday this week, maybe I'll stream something else, like back to Hytale or something, just Hytale, maybe Smash Bros, maybe Tetrio, even though I haven't actually streamed Tetrio for a very long time. Yeah. Anything else for upcoming videos? I have some Tetrio League matches recorded, and I'm gonna have to go through these past 2 streams and just get some clippable moments. I've definitely got one from yesterday, and I'm pretty sure I've got at least one clippable moment today. Yeah, I'm forgetting already. Just brain be like that. Undiagnosed ADHD? I don't know. But yeah, and then Honkai Star Rail gets an update next week, so I'll be streaming that next week. It also got memory chaos reset on today's reset, so I only tried one run. I wasn't able to get the full Star Wars mode clear, but like I said, one run didn't do any optimizations yet, so it's definitely possible. Just gonna have to figure it out. But also, the memory turbulence effect this time around is horrible. It is absolutely useless, like literally useless. Like previous ones sometimes where it says like the doing so and so adds a hit to adds to the tally of the counter, and at the beginning of the cycle does a hit of true damage to a random enemy. At least that does some damage. The bounce on that can target dead enemies, which can make it suck, but it at least does damage to enemies. This one, the buffer this time around is literally useless if you do not have a crit-based hunt or erudition unit. And it's with King Pom Pom, who, in my guide, I did say I think that any strong units, single target or blast unit could clear it. But I don't know if it's just Ace Boon inflation or not. I hope I'm not eating my words, like literally, how long ago did I make it? 2 months after I released the guide. And it's also Corrupted Sam, which I did try with the Sustained Dahlia, but it took me 8 cycles. Granted, it's always 2 waves. First waves does take a little bit of time, but 8 cycles for the whole thing does not hold up. It's 4 waves maximum. So yeah, I'm gonna have to figure something out there. Doable, just gonna have to take a little bit of time. So yeah, that is it for my anticipated stream schedule. That is, I've gone over my sort of planned videos-ish, if you want to consider that as like going over like planned videos. But yeah, that will be, once again, that'll be it for this stream. Once again, thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye-bye!